Hi there, Ira Carroll here. Just wanted to share with you a quick story. Not too long ago, I decided to partake in what's called a firewalking experience. Now, if you're familiar with a firewalking experience, you know how powerful it is. Firewalking has been around for 4,000 years, and I think the first recorded firewalk, at least from the research that I was doing, was about 4,000 years ago in India. And essentially what a firewalk is it is a bed of literally 1,200 degree hot coals, burning hot coals, that people decide for some crazy reason to participate in, to sort of show the true power, the true strength of the mind when focused and when the emotions are empowered. And so this firewalking experience was an opportunity for me to have an experience that would, break maybe some old ideas of what I thought was possible. Because I truly believe that one of the most powerful ways to break limiting ideas is to create experiences that contradict them. So in my mind, for some reason, by me walking on fire, would allow me to believe more in the potential of the human mind and the human heart and the human spirit. So off we go to the firewalking experience. It's Friday night, and I'm driving to this event, if you can imagine, and part of my nerves are just kind of shaking and all over the place, but a part of me is really excited. So, we get to the event, I sign in, I meet some people there that I already know, and I'm really excited. But as we get closer and closer and closer to actually having to walk on fire, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm getting a lot nervous, actually. And the man who's up there, his name is Bill Sumner, and he's the creator of The Inevitable You. And he's a very powerful, very fun-loving, playful gentleman. And he's coaching us on how to create what's called a power move. And a power move is utilizing our language, utilizing our physiology, and utilizing our mind in a way that empowers us. For me, this was the power move that I ended up with. It looks something like this. Ready? And it kind of looked like, me punching down through a board, some karate move. It just kind of came up spontaneously as he was walking us through the exercise. So that was my power move. And the idea is that when we do this power move, it's created to condition us into an empowering emotional state and physiological state, so that we ignite this power move just before we start walking on the bed of hot coals, and we're psychologically, emotionally, and physiologically in a place to do that, to walk across 1,200 degree coals. So I create my power move, I'm fired up, and then we start walking outside toward the fire. And I'm fired up, but at the same time, I'm pretty dang scared too. And in that moment, I remember thinking, God, I can't do this. What the heck am I doing here? I can't walk on fire. And so I started hesitating. I started questioning myself. I started questioning if I could really do this. And so I kind of had my tail between my legs, almost ready to go. And so as I walked closer to the fire, I got more and more afraid. And as I saw the fire, I was just really questioning myself. Is this something that I can do? Can I do this? Is this possible? I mean, sure, people have done it, but is it possible? Can I do it? So anyway, our pant legs are rolled up. The coals are ready for us. They're 1,200 degrees, 12 feet of 1,200 degree burning coals. And if you've ever, touched a hot stove at 400 degrees, you know that sometimes, your finger can blister quickly. So I'm thinking, how the heck am I going to get across 1,200 degree hot coals without severely burning my feet? I kind of like my feet. I want to keep them. I want to keep them. They've done a pretty good job for me over the last 30 years, and I'd like to continue to have them. And so, I'm standing in line. I'm about 10 people back, and as the closer I get, the more afraid I'm getting. And this anxiety, this fear is just all over me, all over my body, all in me, all out of me, and I'm just scared. And so, the line continues to move forward, and I'm kind of turning and looking around the corner, and I'm seeing people do this. But in my mind, I'm thinking it's almost surreal to watch people do that. Because you think about yourself walking across 1,200 degree hot coals, you're thinking, how the heck am I going to do this? So anyway, there's 4 people in front of me, that next person goes. 3 people in front of me, the next person goes. 2 people in front of me, the next person goes. And finally, there's one person in front of me. He does his power move and he starts walking. And I'll never forget this. Mid walk, he stumbles a little bit, and it looked like he was in pain, and it didn't help the fear I was feeling at the time either. So I watch him walk across these bed of hot coals. He gets to the end, and I'm peeking around. I'm like looking at him, like, is he all right? And it looked like he was fine. So anyway, I'm hesitating. I'm sitting there in front of these hot coals, a couple of feet ahead, and the guide who was guiding everybody and helping everybody and coaching everybody through the process, he asked me to step onto the grass. And the grass is where the coals meet. So I step onto the grass. Now it's just me and the coals. It's just me and 12 feet of 1200 degree burning hot coals. And I'm looking at these coals just thinking, I don't know if I can do this. I'm afraid, I'm questioning myself. And the guide says, make your move. And then it ignited, it triggered, for me to make my power move, my move. So I did my move like 3 different times, and then I felt that courage. My body peaked up, my emotions peaked up, my mind got focused, but I was still afraid. And the man who was guiding me said, take action, go. And I got fired up. So I took that first step, but I was still afraid, but I took that first step. And then I took another step, and then I took another step, and then I took another step. And I was looking up, and I was walking, and I was thinking, as I got toward the end, I was thinking, God, I am really doing this. I'm really walking on fire. So I get to the end, they hose my feet off, and I'm thinking in my mind, holy crap, did that just happen? So they hose my feet off, I walk across, I move to the side, and I'm looking at this, and I'm fired up, but at the same time, I'm like, man, did I really just do that? And then it hit me. It's like, I did that. I was so afraid, but I still did it. I walked across fire. And then another thought hit me. I said, if I can walk across fire, I can do anything. And then another thought hit me. Because it's such a metaphor for life, isn't it? We all have big dreams, big desires, big goals. And anytime a limiting thought passes through our mind, we start to question ourselves. We start to question if it's possible. We start to question, even though other people are doing it, we start to question if we can do it. We start to question if we have the courage to do it. And as I look back on that experience, I thought, God, I didn't know how I was going to do it. But because I just took that first step, which led me to the next step, into the next step, into the next step, into the next step, until finally I got past that fire. I got past that fear. And when I got past that fire, I got past that fear, I stepped into the realization that I can do anything. So I want to encourage you from the bottom of my heart, when you start moving toward your dreams even more, and that fire comes up, that fear comes up, and shows itself and presents itself, no matter how much you question yourself, no matter how much you question the possibility of what you want, no matter how fearful it gets, just take that first step. Because that step will lead to another step, and another step, and another step, and another step. And you do that enough times, you step through fear enough times, on the other side of that fear is the realization that you can do anything. So take care, God bless, don't let anything stand in the way of you and your dreams.